What's up YouTube, this is Mathwas97 and welcome back to my WWE 2K17 Universe Mode. This is episode number 8 and we are back for more Monday Night Raw. We are just 2 weeks away from the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, just 13 days away. And we are coming to you from Long Beach, California. And boy, do we have a huge main event in store for this one. Cesaro, the former United States champion, the former Intercontinental champion, goes one-on-one with the Viper and the former World Heavyweight champion, Randy Orton. But that is our main event. We have more Queen of the Ring action as Naomi makes her return to WWE and makes her return to Monday Night Raw. As we take a look at the brackets, last episode we saw Bayley and Charlotte not only debut but advance in the tournament to the second round. The winner of this matchup will know their opponent, but the question is, will the winner move on to face Paige or will the winner move on to face Bayley? That is the question. We're gonna find our answer in just a few moments. As Naomi, of course, a former Funkadactyl until she turned her back on Cameron, and of course really made a statement out of her. Cameron, well, I mean, she's gone from the company now. Naomi just really humiliated her to the point that she could no longer, well, she no longer wanted to be on this weekly televised show, and who could blame her? Oh my goodness. I think my heart just skipped a beat. Naomi's opponent is none other than the Irish lass kicker, Becky Lynch. And I gotta say, I know I'm supposed to be an unbiased commentator, but I think this might be my pick. I think this might be my favorite to win the tournament. Becky Lynch, the submission specialist, and another of the 4 horsewomen. And she has finally made her way to the WWE. She's finally made it to Monday Night Raw. And she has finally made it to the Queen of the Ring tournament. We could be looking at the winner right here in Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, she possesses the technical prowess and just pure adrenaline that might be unmatched in this division. Naomi, she's certainly got a presence to her, but Becky Lynch could definitely make Naomi pay for her arrogance if Naomi gives her the chance. Well, right now, Naomi, using that aggressiveness, backing Becky Lynch into a corner. Are we going to see a clean break here? No, of course not. Naomi, she's not about that life. Naomi, I mean, think about it. All these women, these new talent who are coming onto the roster. Becky Lynch, Bayley, Charlotte, Carmella, Alexa Bliss, Asuka. All these new talent that are coming in. And essentially, they're stealing places away from the women who were here before them. The Bella Twins, Paige, Natalya, Naomi as well. I mean, all these, and Emma, of course, I forgot to mention her. But like all these women who were here before, and then the division was canceled before they really had a chance to show what they were made of. Paige, Emma, they were starting to really develop themselves. Natalya was on a bit of a comeback. Naomi also was really starting to come into her own. But just like that, in the blink of an eye, the carpet, the rug was just pulled out from underneath them. And now they have to try to pick up where they left off with all this new competition thrown into the mix. And really, that's not fair. That's not fair to Emma. It's not fair to Paige. It's not fair to Natalya, the Bellas. It's not fair to Naomi either. And that's why Naomi would be coming out here tonight with a bit of a chip on her shoulder as she nails the snap suplex, but a kick out at one by Lynch. But at the same time, having that chip on your shoulder, having that almost cockiness. Some may call it confidence, but you have to be careful because confidence, you have too much of it, and it does stray into the territory of arrogance. And if you do that, you underestimate your opponent. And if you underestimate Becky Lynch, she is going to make you tap out with her signature, the Disarm Her. And well, after that, well, I just gotta say for Naomi, watch your arm in this matchup, because if Becky Lynch can do too much damage, she locks in that disarmer, and it's going to be all over as she takes her down with like a pump handle Uranagi slam. 1, 2, no, kick out by Naomi. talking about Becky Lynch as well, she does possess an untapped power that could also be unrivaled in this division. We know that Natalya's quite the powerhouse, but Becky Lynch, I think pound for pound, might be one of the strongest in this division, right next to Natalya. As a sleeper hold applied by Becky Lynch, trying to wear down Naomi. Like I said, Becky is a submission specialist. She really knows her way in and out of holds. As Naomi looking to try to escape. Naomi showing some technical prowess, able to pick the leg, but she almost lost her balance there. Wasn't able to capitalize quite as quickly as she would have liked to, but she still gains the upper hand nonetheless. As Naomi, running bulldog, planting Becky Lynch face first into the canvas. This crowd on their feet, they're loving this Queen of the Ring tournament thus far. So much amazing action, and this is only the first round. Naomi, look at this, sunset, oh, a split leg moonsault I should say. Don't know where I got sunset from, but into the cover is Naomi. 1, 2, no, a kick out by Lynch at 2. Sunset flip is a completely different move than a split leg moonsault, my apologies. But Naomi could be sizing her up. Look out, Becky, no! She's able to dodge, able to block, and now look at this. The disarm her, it's applied, it's locked in. Naomi, can she get to those ropes? I don't think she can. No, and she's forced to tap out. Becky Lynch. She advances to the second round of the Queen of the Ring tournament, and there you see the brackets. Looks like Becky Lynch will be moving on to face Paige. So in the final match of the first round, whoever the winner of that bout will be, they will move on to face Bayley. As the quarterfinals are beginning to take shape, Becky Lynch, she's got a heck of a task on her hands though as she goes up against Paige, one of the veterans in this division, and a former 2-time Divas champion. Can Becky Lynch do it? Can she defeat Paige to advance into the third round, the semifinals? That is going to be a task and a half. But if anyone can do it, I think Becky Lynch can do it. But I think it's time that we move on from the Queen of the Ring tournament for a moment. As here he is, the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. And Samoa Joe, he's in a foul mood after the Fastlane pay-per-view. Samoa Joe, he was defeated in a street fight by the Viper, Randy Orton. And so you might be thinking, well, some of you might have been wondering if Samoa Joe would get involved in our main event tonight, but it seems as though the Raw general manager, Paul Heyman, has taken that into account, and he has planned ahead. And notice that Samoa Joe is in this matchup, which is scheduled right before the main event. Joe could have kicked off the show, but Paul Heyman knows that Samoa Joe and Randy Orton have unfinished business. And so what did he do? He put Samoa Joe in this match beforehand, looking to perhaps try to wear him down, force Joe out of the main event picture, make sure that Joe is not involved. And what's the best way to do that? Wear him out with a matchup beforehand. And it looks like his opponent is the former United States champion and the former World Heavyweight champion, Alberto Del Rio. Alberto Del Rio, the past year in Universe Mode for him hasn't been, well, it definitely has not been his best, shall we say. His first year in Universe Mode, he won the World Heavyweight Championship. He won the United States Championship. Second year in Universe Mode, I mean, so far he lost the United States Championship at WrestleMania. Ever since then, he just sort of disappeared for a while. Ended up going out with an injury. He was put on the shelf for a few months until he came back. But he really hasn't gained much success since. Just a string of losses for Alberto Del Rio. And perhaps time could be running out for Mexico's greatest export. If he continues to lose like this, well, his stock, if it could fall any further, it definitely will. And if his stock does fall any further, well, I don't know how much longer he's going to be here on Monday Night Raw, and I don't know if SmackDown's going to try to pick him up again. It could be the end for Alberto Del Rio here in the WWE. So tonight, you have to think that he's going to be coming out here to face Samoa Joe with a chip on his shoulder. And look at Del Rio, starting out this match with the aggressiveness, starting out by bringing the fight to Samoa Joe. As there you see the stomps to the midsection. And Del Rio, oh, look at this, relentless with these kicks. And Samoa Joe, you know, he's a pretty good brawler himself. That's the thing, Samoa Joe and Del Rio, they're a lot alike. Samoa Joe, he's a submission specialist. Alberto Del Rio's a submission specialist. Alberto Del Rio, he likes to use his strikes. Samoa Joe likes to use his strikes. Although they do have very different approaches. And oh my God, Del Rio, raking at the eyes of Samoa Joe. I mean, you see Del Rio, he's desperate. He's going to do whatever it takes. Desperate men do desperate things. And a desperate man is a dangerous man. Oh, but Samoa Joe. One thing that might be more dangerous than a desperate man is an angry man. And Samoa Joe is furious. He is livid after Fastlane. Of course, Samoa Joe did defeat Randy Orton in his own right at Survivor Series, which is what sparked the street fight rematch at Fastlane. But Samoa Joe, I don't think he would have been happy until... I don't think he will be happy until he can settle the score with Randy Orton once and for all. And Samoa Joe, no wait, oh, reversal from Del Rio. Joe was looking for a back suplex, but Del Rio, with the reversal, able to turn it against him into sort of like a crossbody. And Del Rio now looking to go to work on the arm, try to soften Joe up for the cross arm breaker. Very smart strategy on the part of Del Rio. Oh, and now a shoulder breaker. Alberto Del Rio now slamming the arm off the canvas. And again, going back to the arm, the triangle is applied. We saw Becky Lynch use this earlier to wear down the arm of Naomi. Del Rio looking to use a similar strategy, but Joe able to reverse out of it. That's the thing. When you have two technical specialists like this, you're going to see a lot of reversals. No matter what kind of submission hold you go for, your opponent is going to have some sort of a counter for it. So that's the thing. You just have to try to wear down that body part enough that the opponent, they're going to have to tap out before they can find some sort of a counter. Samoa Joe, of course, the coquina clutch, his submission hold's a bit different. He'll make you pass out if you can't maneuver out of it in time. Del Rio will run that risk. Look at Joe! Diving off the apron into a clothesline. He completely obliterated Alberto Del Rio. Now slams him into the barricade and back into the ring. One thing that Samoa Joe does possess that Del Rio does not is strength. Or rather, I should say that Samoa Joe excels with his power more than Del Rio does. But Del Rio, the reversal, punch to the face into a backstabber. Beautiful counter into a combo. 1, 2, no. Joe able to kick out just before the 3. But Alberto Del Rio with that counter, quickly turning it into devastating offense. And now Del Rio could be going in for the kill. Cross arm breaker. Cross arm breaker applied on Samoa Joe. Is Joe gonna tap? Del Rio might break that arm if Joe doesn't. Can Joe fight out of this? He's in the center of the ring. No rope break in sight. Oh my goodness, but Joe, not only did he break out of it, but he broke out of it the only way he could at that point. Just utilized that power, that striking ability. Just hammering away at the face of Del Rio. Looked to knock him unconscious. As Del Rio now whipped into the corner. Joe reverse elbow into the enziguri. Signature combination there from Samoa Joe. And we all know what's coming next. If he's not gonna go for the submission, if he doesn't think he can if he doesn't think he can beat Joe that way, or beat Del Rio, he's gonna go to his finishing move, the Muscle Buster. Samoa Joe hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3, and Samoa Joe, just like that, gets the win over Alberto Del Rio. And man, our cameraman needs to work on his game a little bit. I think we're training a rookie or something. I'm not quite sure what that was. I'm gonna have to have a talk with somebody in the production team, figure out what that was. But Samoa Joe gets the win over Alberto Del Rio tonight. He doesn't do it with a submission. He just flat out outpowers him. And now it is time for the main event here on Monday Night Raw. And it is gonna be a doozy. Just looking at the two names going into this matchup. On paper, this could be a match of the year caliber encounter. We'll see if it lives up to the hype. Last week, Randy Orton attacked Cesaro after his return victory over Goldust. And that is what sparked this confrontation. Cesaro and Randy Orton both trying to build momentum going into the Royal Rumble match. But who is gonna come out with the last laugh? Who is gonna stand tall at the end of this night? This crowd in California would like to know. I have to think that this crowd is gonna be siding with Cesaro, because Randy Orton, his actions as of late, definitely have not warranted any sort of sympathy, any sort of respect from the crowd. Randy Orton has tapped into a much more devastating side of himself. Perhaps the Randy Orton of old. WWE's Apex Predator, formerly the Legend Killer, now dubbing himself the Rookie Killer. And of course, Randy Orton's, well, his use of the term rookie is incredibly vast. Basically, if you're not a veteran like Orton insofar as that you have not been in the company as long as Randy Orton, well, then you're a rookie. So Cesaro, he's been here for several years. But no, Cesaro, he's a rookie. Samoa Joe, he's wrestled all around the world. But no, he's a rookie. Randy Orton, a very narrow mindset when it comes to this whole rookie thing. And that could be his downfall, but at the moment, it really has motivated Randy Orton, and it has made himself better. The last time Randy Orton held the World Heavyweight Championship was way back at SummerSlam, and I'm not talking about this past SummerSlam, I'm talking about the year prior. Randy Orton, it has been a long time between drinks for him, and he wants another taste of success. He wants his world title back. He couldn't defeat Ryback to do it back at Battleground, but the Royal Rumble could be the second chance at redemption for Orton, as well. The bell is barely rung, but these two men are already at each other's throats. A Thez press from Orton, now driving the elbow right into the face, the forehead of Cesaro. But Cesaro able to counter, sweep out the leg of Orton, and now the Swiss Superman with a vintage combination, the double foot stomp, followed by a kick to the face, but he's not done. Double foot stomp, and again! Back-to-back combos from Cesaro. And I mean, Cesaro, it seems as though in his month off, he hasn't missed a step. Oh, but a reversal from Orton. Randy fires back with a European uppercut. Well, it's not too often that somebody tries to trade uppercuts with Cesaro. Usually that doesn't go too well. But we know that Randy likes to use his strikes as well. As Cesaro, trifecta of European uppercuts, Orton is staggered. Cesaro now's his chance to capitalize. Off the ropes goes Orton. Cesaro, springboard European uppercut. We know that Randy certainly cannot retaliate with a move like that. 2. But a kick out by Orton at 2. Cesaro has defeated plenty of opponents with that springboard European uppercut. But Orton able to survive. Of course, very early stages of the match. I wouldn't expect a 3 count this early in the match. But you never know, if you can catch your opponent off guard, might just happen. Oh, European uppercut from Orton. Orton clearly has not given up the fight just yet. European uppercut, and another one. Randy doesn't care if this is Cesaro he's fighting. He's actually managed to bring the fight to Cesaro with those European uppercuts. And now back elbows to the side of the head. Randy now, boot to the face, and there's that aggressiveness. There's the I can't even talk. There's the Apex Predator. There's the venomous Viper that we've come to know. As Orton now into the suplex. 1, 2. Kick out by Cesaro at 2. But if anybody could go toe-to-toe with Cesaro in terms of European uppercuts, it might be Orton. Randy Orton, we know he's aggressive. We know he's vicious. And we know that he will utilize that striking ability of his as much as he possibly can. As Cesaro whipped off the ropes, Randy trying to fire himself up, Thez press, and again hammering away at the face, just trying to pummel Cesaro. Into the cover, 1, 2, no, only a 1 count. Cesaro showing some defiance, perhaps trying to fire himself up there with that kick out. Randy now dragging him to the center of the ring. And this is vintage Randy Orton. This is the methodical Viper. As Randy continues to stomp at every exposed body part. And then one of the forehead, now the hook of the leg. 2, but a kick out by Cesaro at 2. Randy arguing with the referee, but he can't waste valuable time like this. He's got to stay on Cesaro. And that's why, reversal into the back body drop. Cesaro now sizing him up for a knee right into the face. So Randy grabbing at his forehead, perhaps checking to make sure he's not busted open. Cesaro now rubbing his face into the mat. And follows it up with an elbow between the shoulder blades. Cesaro now, look at this. Vintage, no! Was looking for the gut wrench suplex. The deadlift gut wrench suplex, but Orton with a reversal. Cesaro now whipped into the turnbuckle. Randy a punch to the face. Lifting Cesaro up for snake eyes. Cesaro staggered, but he doesn't fall off his feet. Now whips off the ropes. Into a power slam. Randy going to the corner. What could he be looking for? He's calling for Cesaro to get to his feet. This crowd is on their feet. Oh, look at it. No! Reversal into a back body drop. Beautiful counter there by Cesaro. Orton gave him too much time. And he follows it up with a boot right into the face. Now Cesaro going to try for the gut wrench suplex again. This time I think he's got it. Yes, he does. And of course, Cesaro, a little pose for the crowd there. Cesaro, clearly the fan favorite in this matchup. Look at this, cravat suplex. Ever since Cesaro's United States Championship Open Challenge, this crowd has really gotten behind this man. They want to see this man become the next World Heavyweight Champion. Randy Orton, on the other hand, well, the crowd has absolutely despised Orton's actions, but Cesaro looking for a move that nobody despises except his opponents. Perhaps the Cesaro swing, but of course he's got to set it up first. Wait, reversal, DDT from Orton. He just spiked Cesaro. Of course, Cesaro, he's not going to be able to hit that Cesaro swing if his opponent is on his feet. Was looking to set it up, but Orton not going to let it happen. And again, Randy methodically picking Cesaro apart. And now he's looking for the kill. The coup de grace of his own. RKO. No, it's reversed. Cesaro with the counter. He had it well scouted. And now, oh, European uppercut. Vicious strike from Cesaro. Now a boot to the midsection. Cesaro looking perhaps for another deadlift. Gut wrench suplex. Nailed it. Oh, but he's keeping it hooked. He's looking for the trifecta. He hits the second. And one more is on the way. Randy, he's defenseless. Another gut wrench suplex. And now I think it could be coming. The Cesaro swing, baby. And there it is. He's got the legs. Here we go. Randy Orton gets swung around and around and around and around by the Swiss Superman. Cesaro just swung that man into oblivion. It's been a while since I could say that, but damn, it feels good. 1, 2. Oh, but it's not enough for a 3 count. And Cesaro's in disbelief. Randy survives the Cesaro swing, and he lives to fight for at least another minute. As the King of Swing puts Cesaro in the corner. Cesaro up to the second rope. European uppercut. Oh, and Randy's busted open. He is busted wide open. The cover now. 2. No, but a kick out by Randy. You see the blood pouring out of the forehead. But I think that I think the sight of his own blood has only fired Randy up. As he blocks the punch from Cesaro, Cesaro staggered. Oh, 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 and another flurry of strikes from Orton. Cesaro whipped off the ropes into a clothesline. As Randy Orton picks him back up to his feet. Oh, he's looking for vintage Orton. Draped across the second rope, Randy. Spike DDT. And that could be lights out for the Swiss Superman. Hook of the leg. 2. No, a kick out by Cesaro. He's still in this matchup just as much as Randy is. Randy, a bit of an argument with the referee there, but again, he knows that he can't waste time. If he's the veteran that he says he is, he won't make such a rookie mistake. And now look at this. Inverted Boston Crab. Cesaro. Can he break out of this, or is he going to be forced to tap? Randy, no! Cesaro picked the foot and was able to trip Orton. Now a punch to the face. European uppercut from Cesaro, one of his, of course, one of his own. Oh, and another one running into the corner. That is Cesaro's trademark, those European uppercuts. And Orton whipped into the opposite turnbuckle, another European uppercut. The Swiss Superman looking to channel his second wind. Randy, he's out on his feet. Another European uppercut from the Swiss Superman. Noble Randy, able to block the punch, he's still in this match. European uppercut from Orton, he's still going at it. Cesaro blocks the punch. Another European uppercut. Randy staggered, but he doesn't fall. Now draped up against those ropes. Cesaro, what's he gonna do? Oh, this is not looking good. This is looking deadly. Inverted Alabama Slam. What an impactful maneuver. Could win this matchup. 2. No. Impactful maneuver, I should say. But it's not enough to get the 3 count. It's not impactful enough. Cesaro again trying to rally the crowd. Orton stumbles back to his feet. Oh, wait a minute. Cesaro setting Orton up for the sharpshooter. Center of the ring. Randy nowhere to go. The blood pouring out of his forehead. Is he gonna tap? Is he gonna submit to Cesaro's sharpshooter? We've seen Cesaro win matches with this in the past, but it's not gonna get the win just yet. Orton able to reverse. RKO! No! Another reversal. Cesaro managed to counter the RKO for the second time. Now forearm to the face. You see the blood on his knuckles. Oh my god. We haven't seen this in well over 6 months. Cesaro, look at this! Superplex from the apron, no less. That is pure core strength from Cesaro, and it might put Orton out of this matchup. This crowd is loving it. Standing ovation for the Swiss Superman. 1, 2, 3. No! Randy Orton is still in this match. After all of that, Randy somehow found a way to kick out. And another European uppercut. He's still fighting. Vicious clothesline from Randy. I don't know how this man is still standing, but I guess that's why he is a former world champion. Randy Orton, what is it? What's he going for next? I mean, the man, his body is just completely battered right now, but somehow he still manages to go on the offensive. Cesaro up on that top turnbuckle. Oh no. Randy looking to break possibly both men in half. From the top, superplex. And although Randy doesn't have the strength to pull it off from the apron, nonetheless, just as devastating. And Cesaro gets the shoulder up. Cesaro will not quit. That superplex, not enough. Randy now, reverse DDT. As he heard the crowd chanting his name, this crowd is just loving this matchup. Both men getting a standing ovation. I mean, you have to respect the performance from both of these men. And Randy, to this point so far, has been playing it fairly clean. Was looking for the exploder suplex, but it was reversed by Cesaro. Cesaro picks Orton up to his feet. Oh no, looking for the sharpshooter again. Can he flip him over? Yes, he does. The sharpshooter's locked in. Randy's a bit closer to the ropes this time, but I don't know if he can get there. Cesaro's got it locked in. Orton, the only way he's going to be able to escape this is to power out of it again. But does he have the strength left? Can he do it? Randy able to roll over? Yes, he manages to escape. Look out! RKO! RKO! It's over! Hook of the leg! Oh, but Randy. A rookie mistake by Orton. Cesaro's arm under the bottom rope, bad ring presence, and it could cost Orton. And it does. Cesaro just able to lift his shoulder off the mat. You have to think that if Orton had been in a better spot, if he had just managed to drag Cesaro a bit earlier, he would have had the 3 count. Oh, but a reversal now from Cesaro. Oh, and Randy, that mistake is going to cost him big time. Neutralizer! And that is in the center of the ring. Well, now not quite so, but still enough away from those ropes. 2, 3, Cesaro gets the win. He defeats Randy Orton, and Randy, well, he cost himself the match, hitting the RKO, and just out of desperation going for the pin, not even realizing where he was. And Cesaro, that rope break saved him, and as a result, Cesaro goes on to win the match. Well, that's going to be it for this episode of Universe Mode, and until next time, keep on YouTubing.